We have seen how to print integers, how to scan integers, how to print decimals, how to scan decimals, and how to do arithmetic operations with them. Now, I will show you how to get letters into your computer such that C can do operations with the English alphabet as well. A char is basically just a symbol. Internally, this is stored as an integer between minus 128 and 127 in numeric count. So you can have at most 256 unique character values. And so these are stored as a number between minus 128 and 127 if this is a signed char, or between 0 and 255 if the data type you're using is an unsigned char. The way you use it is as so. Notice that when we are assigning the value P to the char box A, we are enclosing it in a single quote. If you don't do that, then the compiler will not understand and it will throw an error because it will think that P is supposed to be some variable that you have forgotten to declare. Now, when you try to print it, you have to use the placeholder %C, and you can also print out the integer value corresponding to the the character that you are trying to print. Now, this can be done simply by specifying a placeholder D or %D while passing A as the variable that has to be placed here. So essentially what you're saying in this statement is print A as a character and then print A as an integer. Under the hood, it is stored as an integer, but it is interpreted by C as a character with the help of what is known as an ASCII table. The ASCII table is what stores the mapping between the integer that is actually stored by the computer in memory and the character which the computer logically associates as being stored in this box. Now, since internally C is storing the character as an integer, integer arithmetic applies to this as well. You can do all the arithmetic operations that you can do on an integer, on a character, and so we'll see some nice examples of how to play with this in some of your lab assignment problems coming next week. Notice also that char is case sensitive. There is a separate integer that maps to small a separate integer that maps to capital A, and we'll look at various usages of characters in arrays that allow us to store strings of words and sentences. We'll see more about this in ESC 112. The ASCII table that you have in the computer that allows it to translate between integers and characters, it can be of interest. This is the standard ASCII table. This also has special character mappings for the new line, the tab and the new line escape sequences, as well as for a number of other interesting characters that are not actually visible but have meaning for the computer. The visible ones essentially start after the decimal value 32. The interesting values here are 65, which represents the beginning of the capital letter English alphabet, and 97, which represents the beginning of the small letter English alphabet. So if you wanted to translate or if you wanted to go from capital case to small case A, all you would have to do is add 32 to A, to capital A, and you would get small a as an output. Try this and other clever manipulations when you go to lab next, or when you are on Tutor next, and you will see that char is a really, really simple but very effective way of printing and storing information about characters in C.